Alright guys, so you ever had a hobby that you were so gung-ho about and you went and spent, $100, $200, however much money on the equipment to do your new hobby, whatever that may be? 'Cause I know I have. A couple times actually. But it sucks, but live and learn. Well, recently I've been I'm into knives, and so I've been watching Gavco and Tough Thumbs and all their channels, and they just make, wicked, wicked, wicked blades. So I said, well, I'm not going to rush into this, and I'm going to try a couple things. So I don't know if you've ever heard of micarta, but it's basically cloth that is impregnated with fiberglass or epoxy and clamped together. That's what it is. I found out that you could make it out of just denim. It would be a blue and black layering, 2 layers of blue, 2 layers of black, 2 layers of blue, 2 layers of black. So I did this, and there's videos on YouTube if you want to know how to do it. There's plenty of videos, believe me. That's where I learned how to do it, and made a pretty sweet machete handle. It's actually really sweet. So that gave me a little bit of confidence. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to try one more. So I had another machete, and these are both real cheap, probably Harbor Freight machetes with plastic handles. So I took the screws out of that one. I wanted to make a wooden one. So again, I just had a couple of pieces of like 1/2 inch thick maple. It's just what I had, and so I cut it down to size just with a jigsaw, or close to size, after tracing the thing around it, and then just went to sanding. I used a combination of Dremel tool, and I actually bought a belt sander not too long ago, like the Harbor Freight 1 inch, nothing fancy belt sander. So between that and my Dremel tool, and then finishing it off with just some hand paper, real fine stuff, again made another really, really nice one. That both of them are removable. I took the wooden one off and stained it really nicely. It's almost natural, just has a very light tint to it. So I was real impressed with that. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think that I can make a knife. So I went online, and I'm like, okay, well, at least I'm going to do it in stages so that I don't spend all this money up front and get all this stuff and then never do anything with it, because that's the worst feeling in the world, because then you end up throwing money away. So I go on New Jersey Steel Bearing. If you watch the knife channels on YouTube, you've probably seen Gavco, and he did a knife making supplies video. That's kind of what kicked this little inspiration. And so I went on New Jersey New Jersey Steel Bearing, and found some cheaper carbon steel. It's $10.95. So what your K-bars, your SE knives, all those. So it's good steel, but it's far cheaper than, like, say, some of the even mid-quality stainlesses like 154 cm, and way cheaper than S30V or S35B or any of those. So anyway, so I bought that, and while it was shipping, I drew up a couple of ideas on paper, and when it got here, I just got started. I used my belt sander, and this is what I came up with. And I think it's going to be a success. I'm going to use, if you can't tell, this is very closely resembling the Spyderco blade shape. And actually, I think Spyderco may still make, but definitely used to make, a knife like this. It was, I think it was made for either diving or jumping out of airplanes, one of the two. And I really liked it, but I definitely couldn't afford it, and I didn't, I don't really carry or use fixed blades that often, except for camping and, stuff like that, and so I didn't feel the need to spend over $100 on a knife when I have a Mora that costs $11 that is perfectly fine. So anyway, I wanted to make one because I figured if I made it, number one, it would be, if I made it and it was even close to the fit and finish of a Spyderco, then I would be 100% more happy with it, because you know, there's nothing better than something that you made. You know, it's just a good feeling. So this is my idea, and I'm waiting. I went and bought some angled steel, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to put some set screws on the bottom of it to basically, you know, say this is my steel. I'm going to put a hole here and a hole here, and you know, my angles like this. Hole here and a hole here that will hold it at the right angle, and then attach my knife to the back side of the angle, well, really upside down, so that it holds me at the right angle against the grinder. Of course, I know it won't be near that far, but just because of this cue you guys are on, I want to try to give you what I'm trying to say. So it'll hold me on the right angle, and then all I have to do is slide back and forth on my stand on my belt sander, and I get a nice, perfect flat grind that'll end, you know, where I want it to. Of course, I have to play with the angle to get it right, but once I get it where I like it, you know, going a little bit at a time, I'll get the grind exactly where I want it, which is probably going to be somewhere. Oh, got a bad glare. Okay, that's better. Probably somewhere up in here. Probably want to have a pretty high grind. Won't be a full flat grind, I don't think. I don't know, maybe. No, probably not. I'll probably bring it up maybe a quarter inch or so below that, or maybe even an 1/8 inch below that hole. Sorry about that glare. So that's the next step, and then once I get done with that, if I still like the hobby and think that I can carry through with it, then I'll buy some handle material. And what I have in mind is, again, if you've been watching other people's channels, there's some newer stuff called C-Tech, and the pattern that I like is just a honeycomb pattern. It's like aluminum honeycomb pattern that's impregnated with a clear epoxy, but the epoxy is like tinted blue, orange. You can get it kind of smoke black. You can probably get it just clear. It'd actually be pretty sweet to do like clear with, you know, something in behind it, laid in behind it. That'd be pretty neat. Or Tough Thumbs actually cut out a square in his blade tang and put a piece of the glow in the dark, I guess G10 or whatever it is, in there, and then overlaid the smoke black on it. And so, you know, in the daytime it looks pretty much like a black knife, but you can see just a little bit of the green. But then you turn off the lights and it's like you can't even see the whole blade, but you have this glowing handle, and that was bad to the bone. So maybe that'll be next time, but for this time I'm thinking about just going with C-Tech, or maybe even I'll just go with some simple G10 for the first one, because that C-Tech's like $62 for enough to make like 2 scales. So one knife, like $62. That's a little bit steep for me. So I think I want to, you know, get my method down on some G10 or some micarta that's layered nicely, so that I can do the slits in it, and it has the nice layered. You can see all the layers. So that's my project. Sorry if this is too long and rambling for you, but I'm gonna try to make videos of me doing that stuff. Probably not with this knife, because I want to kind of get my method down, but I'm learning and I'm trying, and so if I find that I like, you know, how they're turning out, and then I will make a video on the next one. But just thought I would share with you guys. This is my knife design, and if I finish it, I will make a quick video. I promise it'll be quick, about you know, just what it looks like. So wish me luck. Thanks again. Sorry if this is too long, but enjoy your day.